All right, guys. I have tried recording this like 2 or 3 times already. I want to do one solid take, and I want to go ahead and get this right in one fell swoop. So first and foremost, this is not clickbait. Onyx and I have been talking for quite some time, and I've come to the decision that I'm going to be leaving TGR at the end of 2023. So the end of this month, whenever this is publishing. I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to be before or after the Game Awards. We'll figure it out. But in this video, I want to talk about why. I've got notes here so that I don't lose track. But I want to talk about why I'm leaving the gaming resume. What I'm going to do in the future, because I have my side channel. And the future of TGR as far as I know it. I'm going to be leaving it in Onyx's hands, but I'll talk about that later. First and foremost, I'm sorry to the viewers, the patrons, the Twitch subbers, like YouTube members, like all that stuff. If you have invested time into us, if you invested money into us, if you invested literally anything into us, I want to tell you that I'm sorry. I kind of feel like a failure. I don't give up on things easily. Maybe it's just because I'm stubborn. Maybe it's just because I am who I am. I don't know. But I feel like I failed, or at least the idea of like TGR as a whole failed. For at least in my eyes. And those people, the viewer, like everyone that has interacted with this channel from the beginning, you guys have been kind of like the wind in our sails. You guys have been the North Star in terms of like where, like the reason behind it all. And because of that, it is given me the energy to move forward. I'm sure Onyx can probably say the same thing, and I don't want to talk for him. I want him. He's his own guy. He has his own voice. But I'm pretty sure that he can agree with me that we did this for you guys. I had fun. You know, it was a lot of fun. But the main reason why I wanted to go ahead and step away from the channel may be more or less the same reason why Sean wanted to go ahead and step away from the channel. You know, I want to take advantage of the little bit of time that I have on this earth. My parents, my dad's creeping up to 80, my mom's creeping up to 70, and like they don't have that much time left, you know. And I want to make sure that I spend as much time as I can with them, creating memories with them. I want to make sure that my son can hang out with his grandpa and his grandma as much as he can, his abuelito and abuelita. And there's just only so much time in a day. I'm a father, a husband. I volunteer at a nonprofit. I work my full-time job. And, you know, I have TGR and I created Baldly Rudy, which is my side channel. And one of them's got to go. Like, I'm actually considering putting in my resignation at the nonprofit because it's just, there's only so much time that I have. And, like, I can't, like, money comes and goes, guys. Like, if I ever was like in a pinch, which I have been in the past, like I would literally be like, okay, I'm gonna sign up and be an Uber driver for a little bit, or like whatever needed to be done, I did. But with time, once you spend it, like it's gone. There's no way for you to get more time. So, you know, that was one of the realizations that I got in a few years ago. Like, I was thinking to myself, and I was like, how can I free up more time so that I can spend it with the ones that I love? And it's been hard. It's been hard trying to figure out how to do that without, disappointing anyone. And just keeping things going. So I mentioned Baldly Rudy, my second channel. How did we get to that point? Well, in 2019, Shayne left TGR. He was like, dude, I'm done. And I respect him for that, and I respect why he did that. And 2020, like, there was this opportunity for everyone that was on YouTube to create content and like explode, because everybody was at home. So if you had any sort of growth, you should have exploded in terms of growth, but that didn't happen. Not for TGR anyways. 2021 rolls around, and I remember Onyx mentioning at one point that he just didn't feel creatively fulfilled with doing only reactions. So at the beginning of 2021, I was streaming on Twitch 3 times a week, doing something called Coffee with Rudy. And 3 months into the year, in March, I kind of pulled the plug on it. I felt burnt out because I was putting in a lot of effort and a lot of time into creating something without getting traction, without actually getting growth. Now, in hindsight's 2020, I would have told you, just like many other content creators that are out there, that it is impossible to grow on Twitch organically. You have to bring in an audience from outside of Twitch, but I digress. Later that year, Onyx and I, we were also, or actually, excuse me, I skipped a part. Onyx and I were also still creating content on YouTube on a bi-weekly basis. So I would do week 1, week 3, he would do week 2 and week 4, and so on and so forth. We would alternate between the two of us. On top of streaming multiple times a week, we were both streaming multiple times a week. So yeah, fun times. Fast forward to 2022, summer of 2022, I was in Europe, and Onyx and I were talking, and we were thinking of doing a secondary channel. So the first one would be TGR, and it would be only reactions, and that's all that was there. And if somebody wanted to go ahead and, watch some of our other stuff that we were more passionate about, it would be on the second channel. Well, the idea was to have a video essay style content. And at first I was gung-ho. I was like, yes, this is such a great idea. And I started throwing some ideas around, and Onyx was like, oh, well, that idea reminds me of this creator that talked about this stuff. I was like, all right, cool, I'll watch it. It's like a 20-30 minute long video, I think. I don't even remember. But I remember watching it and thinking to myself, I don't think I can do that. I don't think that I have that creativity inside of me to create something like that. And I told him that I felt like I might get in the way of his success if I were to partake in the channel with him. So I made the suggestion that, hey, maybe we should create our own respective channels where we post the stuff that we like. And we thought about it, and he was like, you know what, that's a good idea. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I think that's a good idea as well. Fall comes, and I start DMing some of you guys. I start asking whether or not, this is a good idea. Whether or not this is, a good idea in terms of like niche, in terms of like name and all this and that. And like eventually, like most people said, yeah, like this would be a cool idea. So I launched Baldly Rudy, where I talked about video game news and like a little bit of tech. It wasn't until I started talking about tech that like things like popped off, and I was like, oh, okay, so I guess this is what I should be doing more of. And so far, a year in, it's been pretty fun. Right now I'm at like 8,900-ish subscribers. It might be more, it might be less by the time that you see this. I don't even know when this is going to be posted. It might be pre-TGA, post-TGA, but it'll be before the end of the month. So I posted that, and I started working on that, and working, and the growth that I saw in Baldly Rudy, it had taken years for TGR to reach those same levels. So I kept working on it, and what I realized is that the work for Baldly Rudy was taking up more time than the work TGR was taking, one, but two, the fruits of my labor, to put it in a sense, for Baldy Rudy were significantly more fruitful than TGR. And when I started looking at like my time and like where it had gone this year, I said, you know what, like I need to pull from something. Something's got to give. So I'm trying Baldy Rudy. I'm gonna go in full force, go in 110%, go full time, and see where it gets me. But I also wanted to say that reactions just became a little bit more cumbersome than what I wanted. Hear me out. When it comes to reactions, you have to go ahead and drop whatever it is that you're doing in order to do the reaction. And me looking at it from a time perspective, like if I'm in the middle of doing something with my parents, if I'm in the middle of doing something with my son, or if there's a school event for whatever it may be, I have to drop whatever it is that I'm doing and go do that thing. I have like missed so many evenings because of it. I've missed so many like time. It's so much time with my family because of it. And I don't want to live like that. I want to be able to control the time that I have and be able to spend it with who I want. Also, I've realized that unless we're going bananas in a freaking video, in a freaking reaction, it doesn't get the traction that you would want from posting a video. One of the things that I realized was that if I wanted to go ahead and create something that was tech related, that was tech focused, that got me excited, I wouldn't be able to publish it on TGR, because what I could get in a channel that is focused on that is tens, if not hundreds of times much more, has much more traction than it would on TGR. With reactions, like, unless I was pretending, which I don't even want to, like, I don't want that. I don't want to react to something and be crazy excited for something and be fake. Like, I want to be genuinely excited for something, and part of me just doesn't want to fake it. And I've realized that in order for me to be successful in this, I have to fake it. Some of the reactors that are out there that people watch, they probably fake it, guys. They probably pretend to be excited just so that they can get views. Hate to say it. And like, I mean, I'm sure that there are some genuine people that are out there, but maybe it's just me, but me being a human, there are some instances that a game gets announced and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. That's all right. Versus like me reacting to like the 1,000-year door announcement, for instance. I don't want that. I don't want to pretend like this is the end all be all, and no. Like that's not fair to me. That's not fair to you. Like, it's not fair to anyone if I'm going to go ahead and pretend to be excited for something just for views. No. So January 1st, Onyx is going to be the sole owner of TGR. I don't know what he's going to do. Like, it's up to him. I don't want to be I don't want to take 50% of everything and not provide 100% of myself to that. Does that make sense? Like, we split everything 50-50, but I haven't posted anything on TGR since March because I haven't had time. I haven't had time to focus on that. And that's not fair to him. Like, it's not fair to you guys either. I feel, and this is kind of why I mentioned earlier that I feel like I failed. But yeah, now for those of you that watch on Twitch, you're probably well aware of the fact that I've already kind of, you know, made this decision and I've made it public. But for those of you that are on YouTube that don't watch on Twitch, I'm gonna go ahead and go over some of the questions that were asked, that you might have as well. And if you have any questions, you can post them in the comments and I'll get to them. Let me see. Are Onyx and I still friends? Yes, we're still friends. We're still going to be talking. We're still going to be doing our stuff. And I don't think that this would affect our friendship. You know, Onyx and I were friends way before YouTube was even in the conversation. Same with Sean. Matt, we met because of YouTube, but we're still friends with him. We're friends with everyone. We're all amicable. So yeah. Am I leaving the TGR Discord? If you are in Discord and TGR, no, I'm not leaving. I am going to be transferring ownership of the TGR Discord to Onyx. In fact, I'm going to be transferring ownership of everything that is TGR related to Onyx. And I don't know what Onyx will do with that, with Discord. That's 100% up to him. I'm not going to be as, to be honest with you, I'm not as active as I used to be on Discord because I just haven't had time. I haven't had time to sit there and have conversations with you guys about all of this stuff, about what's happening in the gaming space and about, you know, all the new trailers and all the other stuff. Like I don't have time. Am I going to be streaming for Baldy Rudy? Maybe at one point. I'm not sure. This is something that, like, again, going back to the Coffee with Rudy thing, like, I don't see that much growth happening very quickly. I do have a Baldy Rudy Twitch account already there. You can go ahead and follow it. And when I do stream, you'll be the first person to find out. But as of right now, I'm not planning on doing anything. And if I am going to stream on Twitch, it's not going to be like gameplay. It's not going to be me sitting there playing a game. Chances are it's probably going to be me, like, I don't know, like modding something or like building something or taking things apart and kind of just like messing around, having conversations and whatnot. I would probably repurpose some of the content that is created on Twitch in order to put onto Baldy Rudy for a video where I'm like, hey, like, I spent 3 hours like doing this, and now you get like a 5 to I'd lie, probably like 10 to 20, maybe 30-minute long video talking about the pros and cons and whether or not you should go for this and all this and that. But so yeah, I don't know, but the flexibility of being able to control my time by posting VODs versus streaming are like, I love it. I absolutely love being able to control that and have that same effect in terms of like, hey, I posted a video and viewership comes in to watch. Am I going to start my own Discord server? Maybe. I've thought about it, but I haven't. I have it there. I've created it, but I haven't done anything with it. There isn't a link anywhere for it yet. I'll probably do it when like I get a little bit of a larger viewership, but as of right now, probably, yeah, just not right now. Will I ever pop back up at TGR as a guest? Maybe, probably. I mean, this is another one of those things where like I don't like having to drop everything that I'm doing to react to something. And most of the time whenever we did things live, I had to drop everything that I was doing in order to be available to react. So if I were to go ahead and do that, it would be for probably larger events, maybe the Game Awards, maybe Summer Game Fest, something like that. But I don't want to promise anything because I don't know what the future holds, and I don't know what my schedule is going to look like moving forward. So yeah, those are kind of like the main questions that are there. I wanted to go ahead and mention that, like, you know, this really wasn't easy. After giving over half a decade to a channel, a half a decade of your life, posting thousands upon thousands of videos, like over 1,000 videos, almost 2,000. It's a lot. But yeah, I mean, I gotta move forward. I gotta do stuff. So anyways, guys, if you want to follow me, it's at Baldly Rudy everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, like all the stuff, YouTube, the whole shebang. It's at Baldy Rudy. And yeah, I guess if you're there, I'll see you there. If not, thanks for tuning in, and goodbye.